age categories, the source of great confusion for many new lifters. Okay, age categories. They serve the same purpose as weight categories. We get grouped together by our age and our weight, so similar lifters compete against similar lifters. This is quite important, so we don't have a 14-year-old competing against a 69-year-old. I'm not actually sure that would make much difference. Interesting. Maybe we should try it. So I'm going to talk about the IPF, I'm going to talk about the WPC, World Powerlifting Congress. Of course, I lift for the WPC and British Powerlifting Union. IPF obviously is the big ticket item. They are the biggest federation, so a lot of people will be looking to lift with them. Now, the confusion tends to come when people move from one age category to another age category. That's what the source of confusion is for a great deal. And I sort of get that is because it's not that clear. And I'm going to try and explain using the IPF first. Here are the women's IPF classes. Categories, should I say. So as you see there, we've got open, sub-junior, junior, masters 1 through to 4. And you can see how basically they work. We go from one age to another age. We have an upper and a lower boundary. So let's just take the open class, which is the one at the top. And it says from the day she reaches 14 years old. So, in theory, you could, as a 14-year-old girl or boy, men's exactly the same, you could compete in what we call open, the open class. No, just don't. Honestly, why would you? Really, why would you? Open class is the business end of powerlifting. This is where all the action is. You know, these are athletes in their prime, lifting the biggest numbers. You are just starting at 14 years old, even if you've been in the gym a couple of years. I don't care. You will be competing against people that have been doing this for 15 years at the top of their game. So you are just gonna get slaughtered. Really, it's not going to be nice. So you can actually compete in what we call sub-junior. So you can see from there it's 14 years to 18 years. So it's sort of your teens. The important bit, let's have a look at that sub-junior from the day she reaches 14 years. So what that means is you compete in that age category as soon as you reach that age. So as soon as you reach 14, you compete or could compete in sub-junior. And you'll say, well, that's a bit obvious, isn't it? Yeah, it's not, because the bit I'm going to explain in a minute is the bit that really causes the confusion. So we'll see there is we've got another class after that, junior, and that sort of takes care of that next little segment, 18 to 23. And 23 to 40 is what we call open. Normally is what's generally considered open in most federations. Athletes in their prime, lifting the biggest numbers, the most competitive, where all the action is, that is the open class. The confusion, and this is the confusion. When you go to Masters, if we read that, and it says Masters 1, from January the 1st in the calendar year, she reaches 40 years. That's worded differently to the sub-juniors, isn't it? It is. And this is what causes problems. So let's give you a concrete example. So if we had a lifter, we had a female lifter whose birthday was on the 10th of December, and they were on that 10th of December, they were going to turn 40 years old. So on the 1st of January of that year, they are 39, but on December the 10th, they're going to turn 40. Should they compete, say in July, so we're saying like 1st of July, they would actually compete in Masters 1. And I'll go back to that, it's from January the 1st in the calendar year she reaches 40 years old. It doesn't matter that in that July that you would still be 39. IPF take it from January the 1st. Simple. It is fairly straightforward. It's just understand that is what is going to happen. If we look at the men's, exactly the same. It just has the word man instead of it women in there. So no different in the way those categories work. I was going to highlight something in the Masters. You can see the Masters is from 40 to 49 for Masters 1. In my opinion, as a Masters lifter, that's quite a big gap. I can assure you the difference from lifting when you're 40 to you're 49 is a lot. It really is a lot. Now, if we have a look at the WPC, the World Powerlifting Congress's age categories, you can see there's quite a lot more, isn't there? And the main reason for this is WPC, BPU. We use slightly smaller brackets in those Masters categories, 40 to 44, 45 to 49. So Masters 1 is 40 to 44, Masters 2, 45 to 49. Whereas the IPF, Masters 1 is 40 to 49. And I prefer that. It's, you know, as I say, as a Masters lifter, I can tell you without any doubt there is a difference as you get older, obviously. The real difference is how we move from one age category to another age category in WPC. Now, I've got a pretty good example of this because it happened to me. Essentially, and quite simply, is you are in whatever age category your age is on the day of competition. So what happened to me in 2021, I was at the British Championships and I was 49 years old, so I competed in Masters 2. And that was in June, I think. I turned 50 in July, and then in August I competed at the WPC European Championships. But because I turned 50 in between, I competed in Masters 3. So I just competed in the age category that correlated with my age. Simple as that. Not like the IPF's one that they're doing it from January 1st. So it's actually, in some respects, it's a bit easier, is whatever your date of birth is what your age category is on the day of competition. So that's fairly simple to understand. So I hope that clarifies some of the problems and the questions that a lot of people have. And it generally, as I said, it is when we move up an age category that it tends to cause problems. There are some exceptions. You can, if you want, as a Masters lift, you can compete in Open normally, certainly in WPC, and some people do. And you can certainly claim records, should you be able to break them in Masters. So, as per usual, if you've got any questions about that, drop them in the comments. If not, I hope that helps.